Here's an overview of the products that you'll need for this video. I'll also link them in the description to make it easier for you guys. So the first thing you want to do is get a nail file. I'm just using this two-sided one, and I'm just gonna shape my nails first. So I'm just gonna keep them the length that they're at, but if you want to cut them, you can. What you want to do is just kind of shape them like this. I'm just gonna square them off a bit and make all the edges really smooth. And I'm gonna do that on every nail until they all look like a nice, clean shape. When they're short like this, it's probably the best to just keep them squared off. And I like to do kind of like a slightly rounded edge too. All of my nails are filed, and as you can see, the edges are all really straight and nicely shaped. Now what you want to do is go in with a buffer or a light grit nail file and just go over the surface of your nail like this. And you just want to make sure that the surface isn't shiny, because that's how the gel is going to stick on. What I like to do is just lightly go across the entire thing and kind of buff it out. But your goal is to make sure that the surface of your nail is not smooth. You want it to be a little bit rough so that there's something for the gel to stick to. So now here's the difference between the prepared nail and then just the regular one. You want to do this on every single nail so that they all look like this and have this kind of rough surface on it. So I'm gonna go and do that to every single nail. So when you're done, your nails are gonna look like this. They're obviously gonna be really powdery, so what I like to do is go in with a little paper towel and put some alcohol on it. You can put just any kind, not any kind, but like one for nails. And this is also gonna get rid of any extra oils on your nails, so it's really good to prepare them to put the gel. Here's what they should look like after you clean them up. And then the next thing you want to do is go in with a gel primer. So this one is by Gelish, and it's just kind of like a primer that's going to help the gel bond to your nails. There are different primers for different nail products, so you want one specifically for gel. But what I like to do is just go in and do a thin layer on each nail. And you don't really have to be that precise with this either. Let this dry a little bit, maybe for like a minute or two, and then we're gonna go in with the actual gel products. You're also gonna need a UV light. So this is just one that came in one of my gel kits that I had. It's from the brand Sensational. There's a bunch online. You could probably just get one off Amazon if you needed. Get that ready, and then get a clear gel. This is actually their polish to gel thing, which is basically just a clear, but you can also use this to mix with regular nail polish, but it also works as just a clear. I'm gonna move the light off to the side, but what I'm gonna do is go in with this clear on every nail, do a light base coat, and honestly, if you wanted, you could stop at just the clear and you could have like a really natural looking manicure. You don't even really need to do color. I know guys that even do this if they get their nails done, and it's really, really nice. So this is a tutorial, honestly friendly for anybody that wants nice hands. Here's what the first clear coat looks like. You could literally stop here and that looks so classy, but what I'm gonna do is take my light and I'm gonna put my nails in for about 30 seconds to a minute. It's timed so that it beeps 30 seconds through, but I'm gonna go the whole way just because I like to make sure it's cured. I like to do one hand at a time and just let it sit, and then the light will go on. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but it's a UV light and it basically cures the product. A lot of these lights also have timers on them, so they'll stop when it's done. That's what mine does. Or it'll literally have a timer display on it so you can see how many seconds, which is very nice. So it just turned off, and here's what my nails look like with the first coat on. Low-key would leave it like this, like it's really cute. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the other hand, and then we'll move on to the next step. Next, what you wanna do is grab the gel color that you want. You can do any color in the world that you want, but this one is called Shall We Dance by Sally Hansen. This is one of my go-to colors. I really like natural colors on my hands, so this is kind of like a creamy pink natural color. It's not very opaque, it's very like sheer vibe, which I really like. It makes your hands look really clean. By the way, when you shake nail polish, you should go like this to get rid of air bubbles. But as you can see, it's like a cute little pink. It's very, very sheer, so I'll show you what one coat looks like. And when you do color, you want to kind of stay away from the cuticle. I didn't touch them because you honestly shouldn't. Plus, this is supposed to be a simple nail tutorial. So there's one coat. As you can see, it's just a very light wash. I like to do about 2 or 3 coats of this just so it looks really nice. But I'm gonna do that on every nail, and then I'm gonna cure one hand. I like to do one hand at a time just so that the gel doesn't move too much. One hand is done. Now I'm just gonna go and put it into the UV lamp and let it sit sit for about a minute. So again, another full cycle. Now what I'm gonna do is the same thing on this hand, and then we will have one coat on both. So now both hands have one coat on, and as you can see, it's kind of patchy because the color is very sheer. So we're gonna do another coat. Sometimes you need 3 with this color, but it really depends on your preference. Some people like it to be sheer, others like it to be a little more solid. But we're just gonna go in and do another one. That already looks a lot more solid than this hand. Now we're gonna go again into the UV light. Now we've got 2 coats on this hand. As you can see, it looks a lot more solid. I'm gonna do the same thing on this hand, and then we will assess if we should do a 3rd coat. I kind of like the way it's looking, but it's really up to you guys what you wanna do, depending on the color that you're using. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I actually really like the way this looks with just the 2 coats on it, so I'm gonna leave it like this. Now what you wanna do is go in with a clear. This is the same one that I used in the beginning. That's all you need is just a gel top coat. And I'm just gonna go on top of what we've done and kind of seal it off. So now that you've done that, just go into the UV light. I like to do about a minute or 2 just to make sure it's really cured. You really only need like 30 seconds when you do the clear, but I like to make sure that it's completely set, because if it's not, then it kind of messes up the entire thing. Not to stress you out, but I'm just very particular about that. That's what I recommend, about a minute and 2 if you want to be extra cautious. And then of course you want to do the other hand. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back to you guys with what to do next. Now our nails are done. What I'm gonna do is take some alcohol again and put it onto a paper towel. And this is just gonna take off the extra layer on top because there's gonna be like a little bit of a gel residue. So this is just gonna remove that residue. Once you're done with that, you're pretty much done with your nails, but what I like to do is go to the sink and wash my hands. I usually do a scrub and then put on some kind of lotion and even a cuticle oil if you have it, and then your hands will be super soft and look like you just got your own professional manicure, and it's really, really nice. So now I'm gonna show you guys some close-up shots once I've done that, and I'll also show you some of my favorite products for doing that. Here's my favorite scrub that I like to use, and then this is my favorite lotion. This one's limited edition, but I love this brand, so this combination really hits. This would be your time to take a sip of wine and reflect on how life is just amazing.